You're listening to the OMG Hour.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 311 of the OMG Hour. Of course, we are your officially mysterious garrison, and I am your host, Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane.
And I am Tico, Mr. Second Place, and that random voice you may possibly hear in the background is my daughter, who I am in charge of watching tonight. So I'm doing a great job.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, so she is happily playing Lego City Undercover on the Xbox in the other room, but she does find things on there very funny, and so you may hear her laugh every once in a while. And the door is open, so I can hear to make sure she doesn't take off anywhere. So I am not ignoring my child. I am parenting her still, just poorly.
Crucial Chase is watching us right now. Welcome. Thanks for joining us live. We will be recording for the next hour or so, as usual. Of course, we had the Game Awards this week, so we'll be talking about that a little bit later. But as usual, let's start off some Couch Co-op with some television talk, because we watch television. We like TV. I have nothing significant this week. You know, it's getting to that time of year where things are stopping for the holidays. And
we see a couple of holiday episodes where your favorite gang has some Christmas hijinks of some sort.
Yep.
And so you get one episode of that, and then nothing for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's been I think it's been 3 weeks since we've seen The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon, and then there was another episode this week, and they're gone again until January. So it's really weird that there's just one episode in like a 6-week span, and it's right in the middle.
And it's not a Christmas episode either.
No, it's actually this week, which I'm excited to see because I haven't seen it yet. This week's episode of The Big Bang Theory is actually a crossover with Young Sheldon.
Yes. I am halfway through it right now.
How are they going to do that? But they do it in a very smart way, and I'm excited to see it. So that's I like how they're doing that, because obviously, how do you bring young Sheldon onto Big Bang Theory when he's older? And they did it. So it's interesting. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through that episode right now. So
I guess it's not really a spoiler, because if you go everywhere, I read about it even before the episode. He finds a videotape of himself when he was younger.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's like, okay, you know what? That's kind of a brilliant way of doing it.
Well, of himself and
his brother and his father, I think, are in that as well. Yeah.
So it's bringing some of the characters, which is kind of a neat way to do that. So I mean, it's kind of fun. So I guess the big thing that we watched this week was all of our CW shows that leads into the big Elseworlds stuff. Yeah,
so I will be watching Arrow tonight after we're done recording. Hello, Brian. He's just joined us. We are recording early today. I apologize. I just felt like recording early.
We just did. It's something we have the power to do.
It's something we can do. So
today,
I wanted to save some time tonight because my wife and I haven't had a chance to actually just sit down and watch some TV this week. It's been a busy week, so figured, hey, let's get started early because we can. But thanks for joining us, Brian. So I haven't watched Arrow yet, but I have watched Supergirl and The Flash, and I noticed that of course, next week is the Elseworlds crossover episode that I'm 3-episode arc that I'm looking forward to, and they ended Supergirl with this pan over of this battlefield, all these dead superheroes.
These dead heroes, you can recognize some of them.
Yeah, some we've seen, some we haven't, but some where you know who it is, but they've never really been in the show before.
Yeah.
And it ends with
the Flash.
The Flash, the older Flash from the 90s.
Yeah.
Basically zooming away, and the Monitor picks up a book. I don't know who the Monitor is. I don't know what this book he's picked up. And he says to the Flash, "You have failed, and now you'll be destroyed." And Flash runs away, and that's it. That's the setup for Elseworlds.
But it doesn't seem like he runs away. It seems like he runs and grabs some stuff and then runs away too.
No, he just ran.
He ran in a weird path then.
Well, he ran because they just wanted to zoom in on the logo, right?
Yeah.
It was a weird shot. But what's interesting is that same setup happened after all 3 shows.
Yeah, so that was the same teaser, so to speak, at the end of each of the shows.
Yeah.
leading into that. So I guess in case you were not, if you're watching just Supergirl and you don't watch the other ones regularly, so hey,
yeah, you got the same.
You're going to want to tune in to everything this coming up.
Yeah, and they've been advertising it. Next week, big 3-hour crossover. Supergirl's usually, I think, on Sundays. Now it's going to be on Tuesday. So they're even changing the order. It's Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, I think, next week.
Yeah, so, and we're going to see some other stuff. Batwoman will be in it.
Lois Lane they're going to introduce. It looks like from the poster there's a Superman with the black suit.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look like Tyler Hoechlin. It looks like a different person. So I don't.
And
know.
we do see the other Superman in the corner there.
Yes, Tyler Hoechlin's Superman is there.
Yeah.
With Lois Lane, who is Bitsy Tulloch from Grimm. Yeah. Or Elizabeth Tulloch, and we see the Monitor in the back. We see most of the main characters from all the shows, and then there's this robot character behind.
Looks like a Sentinel from the X-Men.
Yeah, it looks like a Sentinel of some kind. It looks almost like it reminded me of Ultron, is what it reminds me of. But I have no clue what this character is.
So yeah, it'll be an interesting few episodes. I mean, that'll be some good talking points for us next week. So hey, we don't have to hunt for stuff to talk about. We got that to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. I have read that there may be a cameo or a bit part from someone from Legends in it. So while Legends of Tomorrow isn't part of the crossover, I have read that a character or two may actually be part of it somehow.
Could it be Hawkman and Hawkwoman maybe?
They're not in it anymore.
I know they're not in it anymore, but when we saw that pan over, you clearly saw Hawkman's helmet as one of the ones discarded in the wasteland.
Yes, Hawkman's helmet or Hawkgirl's helmet was discarded. Helmet. Yeah. I have no idea.
Sean,
it would be weird.
Listen, it wouldn't be that weird if they just brought those actors in for a one-off thing.
No, but they haven't been on the show for 4 years now.
But maybe they'll. Okay, yeah, fine, whatever. Maybe they'll be there. Maybe they won't. Who knows? We'll see.
So to me, that would not be a Legends of Tomorrow crossover because it's not current. It's 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not saying it would be a good crossover.
No, I think if anything, we're going to see Sarah or Ray Palmer or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Be one of those bad crossover, the episode of Arrested Development. It's one of these people will die, and it's this that. It's it's the old woman there. We know it's going to be the old woman. They've never been in any other episodes. We know that's who's going to die. So maybe that's what we see is we see somebody who's going to die.
So the way I figure they're doing is because some of the screenshots I've seen show them in an alternate Earth because we see an alternate version of Cisco. He looks like a millionaire basically. He's got money. He's all got a suit and tie, and he's got this fancy desk. So I think it's the Cisco from a different world. So how hard is it to throw one of the legends in there from the other world?
Yeah.
Who isn't actually a Legend of Tomorrow, but it's that character. You know what I mean? So to me, I think if they're going to do that kind of crossover, I kind of feel like that's how they're going to do it. Maybe Cisco's working with the Ray Palmer of Earth 19 or something.
Or maybe he's using his vibe ability to get the lotto numbers.
Ooh, he should do that.
He should do that. I would do that. I mean, no, I wouldn't abuse my powers. Of course I'd do that.
Who wouldn't? Come on. Anyway, that's, I'm looking forward to the CW, so we'll talk a bit more about that crossover next week. Today, let's move from DC over to Marvel. Today, of course, the big Avengers Endgame trailer dropped. It doesn't show a heck of a lot. It's all mostly talk.
I wouldn't even call it a trailer. More of a teaser than anything else. It is a
long form teaser for sure.
Yeah.
It's just characters talking about the aftermath.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's really no hint of any kind of this is what's going to happen. We see Iron Man stranded in space.
Yeah, basically giving his last will and testament, recording that with his helmet
to Pepper. Saying I'm basically going to die in the next 4 days.
Yeah.
And of course we know that won't happen.
Yeah,
that's how it'll open. That's how it'll open with with him and Nebula floating through space, lost.
Yeah,
and then it shows some scenes with Captain America and Black
Scarlet
Widow,
Witch. Oh, no,
no,
that's Scarlet Witch. Yeah,
Black Widow, and we see Bruce Banner. He doesn't say anything,
yeah.
and it's a whole lot of nothing, to be honest with you. But it was good.
And,
I mean, it's
until you get to the very end, which is sort of piques your
Ant-Man,
interest.
yes.
Ant-Man shows up in his trusty old van
with the van that has the miniature particle or whatever it is they use to miniaturize themselves.
Yeah,
To get into the quantum realm, the quantum generator.
Yeah, and it's in the back of the van
in
there.
the back of the van.
And he shows up asking to get buzzed into the Avengers facility.
Yeah.
Again, funny. He's like, "Hey, it's me. You might remember me from
a couple years ago.
couple
Germany.
years ago.
Remember, I was big.
Yeah,
Ant-Man. I know you know that name.
Yeah, and so it was interesting because that's obviously an early part of the film. Because they still have like it seemed almost like they were sitting around going, well, we've got nothing going on, almost I don't know, like sort of post-apocalyptic, sitting around sort of like woe is me sort of mentality, and then he shows up and says, hey, I'm here, and he seems really excited to talk to them, so he must have figured something out.
And that's what I think's happened is he's figured something out in the quantum realm.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if Endgame actually starts with him in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
And then he discovers something and has to now get to the Avengers. One of the other scenes that was strange to me was Thor dressed in civilian clothes, but it looked like he was in a cell. Almost like a holding cell of some kind. It didn't look like he was just sitting in a room. He was in a holding cell from what it looked like. So I'm trying to figure that out. And of course, Stormbringer was nowhere near. So
we will see where it comes.
I'm excited.
When is it? 20-something? 2019? 2020? When is it? What year? What year does it come out?
It's next year.
Okay, so 19. So you looked at me weird when I said 2019. Like
I didn't know what you were getting at. I thought
I'm just
you
like
knew.
I'm like we're still. Yeah, I was pretty sure, and then you looked at me like I was all nuts. I'm like, well, did I get that wrong?
April.
Is it more than?
They moved it up a week. It's like April 28th or something next year.
Yeah. So then
after Captain Marvel.
Then we'll see next. A few short months away, and we'll figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm excited for Captain Marvel too. New trailer drop for that.
Yeah. Oh, that looks fantastic. I love the new poster that they dropped as well.
New poster looks really great. Really great. Okay, that is it for television talk. Are you ready for 7 Degrees?
Oh wait, I actually did mine this week.
Oh, good. Then let's move on to 7 Degrees of Translation. All right, what do you got this week?
I have 3 of them.
Good.
Needed.
I will tell you right off the bat, you are currently sitting at 39% accuracy. What is that in a batting average? Is that a .39? Is that what you call
it's 390, .390. They go it's out of 1,000.
So
if you've never missed anything, you're batting 1,000. That's where that term comes from. Is 1.000.
Okay, so you are actually, if I increase this to batting average stats, which you understand, you are now batting at 389.
See, but then I'll tell you something. That's really good. Like from a baseball player, if you're batting 389, like you got a career in the majors for a while.
Excellent. So you are batting 389. So you may stay in the game.
All right. Yes. Not cut yet.
You're not cut yet. So
yes.
But you must start this week, so you start this time.
All right. This is a game.
Excellent. I know games.
All right. The Journey of the Wild Rose.
What languages was it translated from?
It started in English.
Did it?
Went through some other languages and then back to English again.
Excellent.
Lithuanian, Afrikaans, Russian, Thai, Greek, and Italian. I basically was starting to get hungry towards the bottom of it. And
I was just going to say it's a bunch of foods.
Yeah, I'm like, these are all dressings.
You forgot French.
I had already gone through like the first 2, and I'm like, I should just do nothing but salad dressings.
French, Italian, Greek.
Yeah, but I did not do that.
All right. And what was the hint again? Something about rose?
The Journey of the Wild Rose.
Journey of the Wild Rose. What system is it for?
I think
Like
some of them.
current gen?
It is probably current gen.
What do you mean probably?
I don't remember.
Journey of the something Rose?
Wild.
Wild.
The Journey of the Wild Rose.
I got nothing coming to mind. It is not even sparking anything in my mind.
It may not.
I can't even think of something that might have the word rose or even flower or... See, rose is something to me that should translate no matter what. So I don't know. I will give this one up.
All right. Journey to the Savage Planet.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So that's not even out yet, for one thing.
Yes. Well, I don't believe there's a rule that says it has to be out.
I don't know if we said that or not, but I'll give you that.
But if there's no rule, that means it's okay.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to give you one that was translated from Greek to Russian, Portuguese, Persian, Japanese, Arabic, back to English.
All right. The back to English is the important part.
Yes. And I think you'll get this one.
I probably won't.
Age of the Dragon.
Dragon Age.
Yes.
Yes, I'm bringing that thing back up. That did not translate horribly difficult, did it?
No, it really, really did not. But I contemplated not using it, but we used
So
it.
give me a freebie.
It's the Sea Stolen. I mean, everyone got that one.
Yeah.
Except
All
you.
right. You ready for the next one?
Go.
All right. Shouting First Morning.
Far Cry New Dawn.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Shouting First Morning.
All right. I will give you this one then.
All right.
A Great Dawn Crying.
Far Cry New Dawn.
Yes.
See, now that's interesting because just the change in a few languages.
Right? It's completely different.
Yeah. All right, this last one, extremely difficult.
Okay.
All right.
Almost as difficult as Age of the Dragon?
Maybe a step further from that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
I know I am being serious. You're not going to get this. I'll give you 2 or 3 hints too, and you're still not going to get this.
Got it.
All right. Flight.
Just flight.
Just the word flight. Now, I will tell you this. Current gen systems. Not out yet.
Well, I got that because that's your theme.
That's my theme.
Your theme is new announcements from last night.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And 3 words down to 1.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Then I am going to guess that it is... I'm gonna do a lookup because I know which game I'm thinking of. I just can't think of what it's called.
That's 4 words, the one that you're thinking of.
Is it now?
I don't know.
I am thinking it is. Just give me a second to scroll through this list. And I believe it is The Outer Worlds.
No.
No, okay. That's the only one I could think of about flying. 3 words, and it translated to flying?
Flight.
Or to flight? That is... Is it Devil May Cry?
No.
What is it?
Crash Team Racing.
What?
Yeah.
That is really bizarre.
I know it is.
And crash, team, and racing are legitimate words.
Are 3 words that should do. I think it's when I hit tie that it somehow crunched them together.
See, I like using the non-English character language is, because then you know it's really got to be translated into something else.
Yeah.
Or it's got to have some different meaning. But there are games I've run through that come back exactly the same.
I've had that too, or like the words slightly.
Yeah. Okay, your last one.
All right.
Hymn. Hymn. Hymn.
All right, so
This one kind of makes sense.
all right.
I see where it came from, but I'm not sure if you're going to get it.
All right, console?
Console, not out yet.
Console and not out yet.
Coming soonish.
Soonish.
Like in the next couple of months.
All right, I don't know what's coming out in the next couple of months. Am I allowed to look it up? Am I allowed to look at things?
You can look up things, sure. Hymn. So think of what a hymn is, and sort of, I don't even know how to describe a hint for you, without giving it away.
It's okay. So
we're all waiting. I wonder if
shh, this makes for great radio.
it really does. I wonder if our watchers right now have any ideas.
Yeah,
Guys,
type it in there so I can see it. I can't read it. It's too small. Yell it really loudly and see if that helps me.
If that helps.
Anthem.
Yes! Nicely done. Excellent. Yeah, it's Anthem. Because it kind of makes sense, right?
An anthem or a hymn. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, 4 for 4.
You got three of them. You are now batting a 476.
I've jumped way up there.
Wow.
I'm glad.
Good job.
Did they put the thing in the thing? I really can't see. Like, it's really too small for me to see the comments in there.
Nobody guessed.
Okay.
No one guessed. Nicely done. 476. I am doing poorly these
You
last
went
weeks.
1 for 3 this week for you.
Yeah.
So I've caught up a little bit.
So that was 7 Degrees of Translation. So again, if you have some you want to send us, send them to us, and send them to me, and I'll quiz Tico, or send them to Tico, and I will quiz. Send them to Tico, and he'll quiz me.
I'll quiz you. Yes. This is how it works.
That is how it works. All right, let's head back into some couch co-op, and let's talk games.
You mean the Red Dead Redemption show?
Not yet. We will talk about the Red Dead Redemption show later.
Later, okay. Yes. Oh, these games, the ones we actually like.
The ones we actually played. Ones we actually sat down in front of a television with a controller in our hands. That kind of thing. You do that, right?
No. Oh wait. I did that.
Yeah, you do. You were doing that before we recorded. So now we wanted to talk last week. We ran out of time. We wanted to talk last week about some Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which we've both been playing a lot of. You finished it now.
I have finished. So I finished as of like a couple of days ago. I've actually finished the full main game.
Yep.
So before DLCs, 100%. All of the achievements. I've uncovered all of the areas of Greece, which was the last achievement I was looking for,
and the hardest one, because it's like there's no way to know what you've missed.
There's nothing that really it doesn't give you a good sense of have you been there or have you not been there. So I was just running. I actually spent like a couple good hours just running around and actually going to question mark. Yeah. And still that did nothing. And I'm like, maybe that island. And I just went to some random island and it popped.
Because if you look closely at the map, you can tell if you've been there, because the surrounding areas don't quite match up with the rest of the map, which means it's still fogged. And I noticed that about one small island. I'm like, oh, the edges of the water are jagged around it. And it didn't line up. Like, it wasn't a smooth transition, right, from water to land. So I went and visited thinking, oh, maybe that's my last one. But it wasn't. So I'm still missing something somewhere.
You have to unfog all of the water too, right?
And
you have to get your boat and float around the whole thing of water?
I have.
There's also, in the volcano, is a separate defog area.
I've been in the volcano.
Outside the volcano. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you some ideas.
I've been all through that volcano because there's a quest in there. Yeah, I've cleared it. So I'm not sure what I'm missing. Some of the things I've checked online was if you can manage to find all of the sync points, then you'll get it just naturally.
Yep.
And I know I don't have all the sync points, even though when I look at the map, I don't see any.
They're not all on the map right away.
Right.
You do have to find them, particularly with the method you're playing, because you're playing with in the thing where it doesn't tell you exactly where to go, right?
That's true. I'm playing in exploration mode, so maybe that's
Right.
why they don't appear all at once. Even though I've unfogged the land, I don't see all the icons right away.
Yeah, so the question mark may not pop up, and I found that too. Like I'm running around, all of a sudden, oh, there's a new question mark up there. Oh, okay, I'll run up there and I'll go get it.
But
so I've finished
a sync
the
point
full
isn't
thing
a
now.
question mark; it's an eagle.
Yes,
So
that's true,
and
but
I
only
don't-
once you see it.
Yeah, so
Or near
obviously
it or something.
I'm missing something somewhere. So I will do that. I'm working through the DLC now. But what was interesting last week is you were telling me how difficult Medusa was to defeat.
For me,
You had
for
had a lot
me.
of trouble with Medusa.
Yeah, you hopped online and laughed at me for a few minutes.
Well, you were saying, well, Medusa, I've tried several times.
Yeah.
I can't finish Medusa. It's the last achievement I have to get. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay, so I was like level 52, and she's level 50.
Yeah.
And I'm playing on regular or normal. You're playing on easy.
Yes.
I just want to make sure everyone
Yeah,
understands that.
I got no problem with that. People know I'm bad at games. It's not like I hide that. That is not information that is not available.
I go into Medusa, and I'm like, oh, crap. This is the one Tico failed. And here's the funny thing. I started it one night. I'm just going to actually play your we've got video of you defeating Medusa or fighting Medusa. Finally,
there might be some, because I did defeat her. I have beaten her since.
Yes.
I will point out I have since beaten her.
Yeah, this
I was
is
using
the video of you defeating her. So I went in, and I went in one night, and I stupidly started the battle at like almost midnight, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Because these battles are not quick. They're like
This is a 30-minute
30
battle
minutes.
with her.
Oh yeah.
Now all the other legendary creatures were about maybe 10 minutes tops.
Right. This one took a lot longer. So I'm like, what am I doing? So I paused it, shut down my PS4, put it into sleep mode, and then figure I'll start this again tomorrow. I got her down to about halfway. And I'm like, I can't do this now. It's midnight. I need to go to bed. So, and then the next night I come in, I turn on my PS4, and it says, there's an update. Do you want to install it now? I'm like, no, I don't want to install it now.
Yes, you don't want to screw over your game save.
So I basically, you can say no and play the game offline. So I'm like, yes, I don't want to update. I need to go back. And I finished it. I defeated Medusa, on normal, my first try.
Yeah, you sent me your picture, and I believe I said, well, I mean, it makes it real easy. She was lying down the entire time,
sleeping, obviously, right?
You snuck up during her bedtime, and it was easy. I, on the other hand, she was awake. She had a bunch of friends over.
You caught her in the middle of a party.
Yeah, so she was quite irritated, obviously. But I did manage to. I think it was about 6 tries total.
She's difficult because she teleports.
She teleports,
and she attacks you from afar, and you literally have to keep moving in this battle.
Yeah, you cannot, and even as you're trying to hit her, you don't have. It's a very small window to actually make contact. She hits you with area of effect. She'll hit you with a ranged attack.
Yes.
She has a bunch of guys that show up at random too.
You practically have to hit her with bows and arrows because you don't have time to even get close to her.
And even if you do, you can get one swing in and then she's doing damage. So you're not doing enough damage doing it that way. So you really have to peg her off. I found that using the slow down time thing really helped because it let me fire off 5 or 6 arrows at her during that point.
I didn't even think of using that.
So I did manage to beat her. I think it was 6 times total. I got absolutely, I got very close actually the first time, and then she got me. The second time I got absolutely destroyed, and then I stopped. I went and I did other stuff and came back to her again. So I think it was total of 6 times. I got close once. I got destroyed 4 times, and I beat her once. And it's still it's a fun battle. And
I hope you didn't beat her more than once because once is enough.
Well, once was enough. But it is. I will say this: it's a very satisfying feeling when you finally do get through that. Like even you got it on the first try. I mean, I imagine
it was a tough battle, though. I could tell you that it was tough and it was nerve-wracking. And I was fortunate enough that at that time I had armor that I had the Amazonian armor, which is awesome. It looks like Wonder Woman. Yeah. But any successful hit grants back health. So I was fortunate enough that I could kind of cheese the battle. So, because she has this beam that turns you to stone if you get hit by it.
Yeah.
But if you stand slightly behind one of the pillars, so that I can still shoot her with a bow and arrow, she can't hit me with her beam.
Well, and her beam is basically it's a targeting and tracking, and then it hits you with the thing. So,
but I just stood behind the beam, so that I could shoot her with bow and arrow, but her beam couldn't hit me, and I didn't actually move when she used her area of effect hit, because every other successful hit just gave me my health back.
I was getting that chipped away way too fast. And actually, you watched my stream when you said, "Hey, hop on," I want to watch. And fortunately, you watched the stream the first time and watched me get murdered one of those times.
Yeah.
And actually made the suggestion, like, you got to upgrade your armor, which I never even thought to change out my armor or anything like that to basically respect my armor for that battle, which I did, and that was what led to me being able to actually get that done as well.
So I got through that. It was fun. I finished all the mythical beasts, and the storyline that leads into, which I'm not going to spoil here, is so satisfying. What an ending,
Yeah, that is a great ending.
Yeah.
Then the DLC came out this week as well.
Well, I want to talk about something first.
Okay, we can do that.
Because last week, shortly after you did that, I had something funny happen. I don't know why, and I got video of it here. I enter this town for the first time, and I'm just walking through, and you're going to see it on the video here. I walk up into this area, and suddenly, I'm just being attacked by chickens.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are the known defender of evil.
So, it's on the video. You can see I hop up into this area. It's not a restricted area by any means, and suddenly, my character pulls out her sword, which means she's been being attacked, and I look at what's attacking me, and it's two chickens that then proceed to chase me through the city. And I thought this was hilarious. I actually I just walked, because they're not fast.
Yeah.
It's not like I was afraid of them.
And they're not doing a ton of damage or anything. Now, these chickens, at least. Now, I will say there wasn't. I found one of the animal dens where you have to kill the alpha animal. There is an island where the alpha animal is a chicken, a level 50+ chicken.
I have not found this. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're making it up.
I am not. I will get video of me fighting level 50 chickens.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, and they don't go down in one shot either. It's like 2 or 3 shots for them to die.
So these chickens chased me all the way up the stairs. Like, they didn't just stop as I went up and around the corner. No, they chased me around the corners, up the stairs, all the way up to a temple. And not just slowly. They ran after me.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you tried taming a chicken yet?
No, you can tame a chicken. I haven't tamed any.
No,
animals.
you can't. You can't. You can tame. I think you can get up to a bear, but it'd be awesome if they let you tame a chicken and have go around with an attack chicken.
I don't understand why these chickens started attacking me, but I thought it was hilarious. That is so funny.
You look sketchy. That's why.
And when I finally got out of there, I climbed up to the top of a temple. And because there was a sync point, I was just heading to the sync point anyway. And as soon as you climb up any large high temple, no matter who's chasing you, is going to lose sight of you. And I got up there, and all she sees was, "Wow, I'm glad that's over now." Oh my gosh! It was so random to just be attacked by those chickens. I just had to share that because I thought it was hilarious. You have been playing Just Cause 4. That came out this week.
Well, we're going to talk about the DLC or no? No DLC talk?
Well, what do you want to say?
It came out. I mean, it came out. I finished the full DLC, all the achievements for every piece of available DLC at the moment as well. So I have, at this point, 100%ed everything in that game.
You chew your food way too quickly.
I didn't even... it is shorter than I thought it was going to be. It is part 1 of 3.
Yes.
But that section, I did get that. I was sort of expecting, okay, do this, and now I'm going to go do some more stuff, and it did feel like it went through pretty
quick. It all
quick.
takes place in one area too. Like it doesn't.
Macedonia.
Macedonia. It only takes place in Macedonia, but I guess that kind of surprised me that it wasn't a little more spread out. But I mean, it is. Here's what I love about what they're doing with the DLC. It just adds to the overall story. You do not have to finish the story to play this DLC. It integrates into the story as another sort of sub quest line. The way Assassin's Creed Odyssey works is you actually have multiple quest lines listed, major quest lines. Yeah. And that's what I love about this. This isn't just a single story. There's actually multiple stories going on. And each of those multiple stories actually have a distinct ending to them. Right? Whether you finish the others or not. And that's what I really like about it. This is more like an actual RPG where you are playing the character, the role of Cassandra or Alexios, and you're simply living their life. You know, in this era, in this particular, however 5-year span type thing, right? And it's not just one single quest line you're following to the end. There was actually 4 quest lines in the main game, right? And you could do them in any order, in any way. And I think that's great. That's what I love. And then these DLC, this Legacy of the First Blade that's out now, and then there's another one coming. They just add another quest line to your list. Yeah. So you can do them in any order at any time. I believe you have to be around level 30 before it will introduce it. 35. Before it will actually introduce the quest line to you. Yeah. And it just automatically starts. So you get a letter delivered to you, and that starts the first bit of that DLC. But I'm enjoying the DLC. It was perfect timing for me because I had literally completed the last bit of the major quest line the day before it launched. Yeah, which was great timing for me.
Yeah, so now I because I played through so quickly, I have to wait like a month before I get another piece.
Yeah, do we know when the next 2 are coming?
I don't think they've announced the dates on those yet.
Okay. Yeah, I hope they. I thought I heard early January for the final one. So, I don't like having to wait for them because I actually really like the fact that I could go straight from the story into the DLC.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because again, I finished it very quickly.
That's
and
because
then
you don't work.
I know. I work. I just don't work very hard. It's a difference. The thing too is that like that quest line when you actually that little story, if you click it, it says wait. Just basically says wait for your legacy to continue or something like that.
Oh, you have a quest that just says wait?
Yeah, like so that quest like that. So it starts the whole
spoiler
main.
Alert.
That you're gonna have to wait for the next 2 pieces of DLC that they already announced? Yes,
spoiler
that's a huge
alert.
That's not a spoiler. That's not a spoiler at all. I do love like one of the cool new things you get. I think it's early on in the DLC is a new sword that adds +1 to your Assassin Rush.
I don't use Assassin Rush.
You should.
The chaining thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the sword that gives you a +1 on that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not using
so you
the
can
sword.
Chain.
I need to add that.
You can chain 5.
Yes. Yeah. I
thought
I read that somewhere, but I'd forgotten where I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the sword that does that.
Yeah,
That's
the
cool.
Pride of the Lion, the sword is called.
Okay, so we need to move on because we are going way too long on that.
Whose fault is that?
Yours.
Mine. I said mine.
Okay. Just Cause 4. Tell us about this game.
So Just Cause 4 is the 4th game, obviously, in the Just Cause series.
Is it?
It is.
I would never have guessed that.
So you play, as the same main character, Rico. It feels very different from the previous games, and I mean,
but different
by the like even the box art, like the cover art and everything like that is darker. It feels darker. It doesn't feel that it has the fun that the previous games. Like the previous games used to be all about like sort of doing goofy things with your tether and stuff like that, and
having fun.
Having fun with it, and it feels like I'm getting shot like every step I take. There's the missions are set up in a different way. It's no longer where you get the little town areas where you have to like completely destroy them to sort of like take them, like check them off the map. Right. Like there's still those destructible environments, but it doesn't, like, I've gone through it, like, doesn't really seem to do anything. Guys, they show up with the helicopters really quickly. Like, it just escalates super fast. It does not feel as fun as the previous games did.
Oh, okay.
Like you get blown up into ragdoll and stuff like that. It's okay, and I'm going through like the early bits of the game still. So I'm going to play more of it and get a better sense of it. But I've also experienced a couple of glitches. I got shot into ragdoll, and I somehow transported to
the other side
somewhere.
of the map.
Like, it transported me, like, I don't know what happened. I was swimming. I got shot by a rocket while I was swimming, and all of a sudden, I popped into the other side of the map, and I was walking around, and all of a sudden, it popped me back.
What?
It was the weirdest, like, glitch. And I've seen, like, a number of times when you get hit by something, you go into your ragdoll, and it just sort of throws you, and the camera goes crazy because it doesn't know where to go.
So weird.
So, but like, yeah, like the fun parts of the game is like anything that was red in a town, you could go and blow up, and it would like tick down. You're like, hey, you've blown up 20% of this town, 30% of this town, and like you got that sense of satisfaction of seeing that 100% and marking. You blowing up stuff here, and it doesn't really like you can blow it up, it still blows up, but it doesn't seem like there's any sort of progression for having done that. And it just feels a little off because, like, I want to go, like, that's what in the first 3 games, that's what I do. I'd go from, like, little township to township, just blowing stuff up and killing.
Yeah, basically clearing the town out.
Clearing the town out. So, like, there's nothing that really sort of indicates any progress with that. The monster closets in this game are horrible, as per usual.
Really? Oh,
yeah, it's like, I shoot a guy, I turn around, shoot some other guys, I turn around, and, like, from the empty corner that I just killed a guy in, where there's no door, no nothing, there's a guy, like 2 or 3 more guys shooting at me all of a sudden again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm not sure if that's glitches or like, but I just find that you don't get the satisfaction of clearing out an area because enemies keep coming. You just feel like you're constantly on the run and on the move.
I don't like games like that because
the fun of this game has seemingly left. I mean, I don't know. Maybe once I progress past a certain point, it may change a little bit. So
I had trouble with I keep wanting to say Far Cry. Just Cause 3.
Yeah.
I got to the point where you know how you're supposed to use your hook to pull you, and then you pull out your parachute, and you can glide up. None of that would ever work for me.
I'm okay with that.
And then I got caught inside the mountainside. And I couldn't get up the side of the mountain. It was so the controls I found were so bizarre, and
I'm okay with the controls, but the camera is not very friendly. In number 3, I ended up getting to a mission where, again, monster closet scenario became like unbearable to try to do. It's like kill all the enemies, but like the enemies never stopped. They just kept showing up, and I'm like, okay, at a certain point, you're not giving me any way to upgrade my health. And these guys just keep showing up, and like there's no timer or anything like that. It just says kill all the enemies. I don't know when this is going to stop. Like killing enemies for 15 straight minutes and the mission not ending. What am I missing?
Yeah. Okay.
So, but at least that game was more fun. It had sort of more of a campiness to it, which is what this franchise has had in the past, and it feels like it's lost
and that's missing here.
The campiness to it so far. Like they've tried to go with a darker. You can even see it in the map and everything like that. It's not the green lush. It's sort of like dark, mossy, green grays and stuff like that. It's not as bright and sort of goofy as the previous one.
As a fan of the old ones, you're not so much a fan of this one.
I'm not. Again, I'll keep playing to see if something changes on that. But so far, I'm not as impressed with this year's iteration of it so far.
Fair enough. And Mutant Year Zero. Tell us about that one. I think you've been enjoying that one.
Yeah, this is a new game that just come out. It is actually free on Game Pass. I don't know.
Yes, lots of Game Pass games coming and announcements from the game shows last night or Game Awards.
Yeah. So this one here is a post-apocalyptic world. You play as you start out as a mutant duck and mutant warthog.
Excellent. Everyone loves that, right? I mean, why not?
Yeah. And it is an XCOM style game. It's tossed in some sort of stealth mechanics and stuff like that. So you have free reign of your character. You're walking around small little map areas, trying to position yourself. You can split your characters up and move them to different starting spots and try to take out the enemies before you enter the battle system.
So is the is the battles are XCOM style, but there
The
are
battles
other
are-
ways to fight as well?
The battles are XCOM style, but if you can get an enemy out on his own, away from everybody else, like your duck has a crossbow, for example,
Yeah.
and so that's a silent weapon. So if you can get one of the guys out and away from everybody else, and you can take him out without making too much noise, he'll be gone from the main. He'll be dead and not part of the main battle when you get into there. So you can pick guys off on the outside and sort of strategize and like, hey, there's like 10 guys in there.
So, but what is that, like a third person style game at that point?
It still goes into the XCOM style thing. It's just a smaller XCOM battle. You're 3 characters against that one instead of.
So what is the whole game? Is the whole game an XCOM style thing, or are you actually wandering around in third person mode?
You're wandering around in third-person mode until you find enemies, and then once you find the enemies, you'll enter into your battle with them, which is in XCOM style.
Gotcha. Okay, and what are you trying to do in this game?
So you are moving from small map area to small map area, trying to collect artifacts, which are like a boombox or an electric toothbrush or something like that, like stuff like from the old world that like some guy at your main thing wants to buy, and following along the storyline too as you're trying to stop the ghouls, basically, which are like the bad guys in the game. And they're trying to stop. They're trying to kill you because you're a mutant. They don't like mutants.
A mutant duck and a mutant
duck.
hog.
And then you get Selma, who's just a mutant human who seems to have, I believe she's got super jumping ability.
Okay.
So she looks normal, but she's a
mutant.
muty. She's mutiny as well.
Well, I mean,
I think you get
normal. Most
yeah,
of them.
and you get I think a fourth or fifth character at some point as well. So you can get and again, it's all turn based. It is not an easy game. I will say that.
Okay.
It is not an easy game. You have to strategize. You have to plan it out. Like real early, you get to the point you start to think at like level 5, and real early, the guys you're fighting are level 10. Wow. And there's there's like 6 or 7 of them, and you have to plan it. It's like, okay, we have to sneak over here, take this guy out without anybody seeing us. So you have to use your duck and your girl, because they both have silent weapons, and you have to take that guy out without making any loud noise, and then sneak over. And there's a med bot that will revive characters that you've already killed.
It's very, very strategy oriented.
There's a lot of strategy, and I have died a bunch of times. Like, it is not an easy game, even in the early levels. Like it shows you right away, like, you can't just run through this like the first couple levels. XCOM was like, oh, we'll make it easy for you before we turn up the difficulties ramped up there right away.
Wow. Okay.
But it is fun. I do find myself going back to it. A little bit of frustration when you die so quickly, but it is a fun game.
Cool. All right. I have a copy of that as well that we got for review, and I have to check that out. So I haven't had a chance to jump in yet. I will also be able to talk a little bit, I hope, next week about Anthem, because I got into the closed alpha. I'm just not sure how much I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'll be playing the closed alpha this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a small subset. I guarantee you what they have available to us is going to be like really small. Like, here's a mission. That's probably it, Yep,
that's it. But at least you get hands-on early, and get a good sense of that. I applied for the beta, but was not deemed worthy.
All right, Crucial Chase's son Aiden says hi. So hello, Aiden. Thanks for watching.
We wave and say hi. We wave for the video people, and we say it for the audio listeners.
So last night was the Game Awards.
Yes.
We have about 10 minutes left because you don't stop talking.
But if I stop talking, then you just keep talking, and we'd be in the same boat.
So, Game Awards.
Yes.
Good show.
It was okay.
Freaking long.
It felt longer than the Oscars. There was bits and pieces.
3.5 hours.
I mean, that one guy who got the Lifetime Achievement Award, that was the longest speech I've ever seen anywhere.
I had never even heard of him.
Like, I know the games he's worked on and stuff like that. He brought up random people from the audience to come join him on stage. Like, it was a very long speech. Congratulations to him.
I'd never heard of him because it was all sports stuff too, right? It was sports games that he works on.
Yeah, he does Visual Concepts, which is the NBA, NFL, like all the 2K sports. Mm-hmm. Is basically his stuff, is his big stuff.
So you knew who he was?
I didn't know who he was. I know his work. I'm familiar with his work.
But what are your overall thoughts of this year's Game Awards?
I listen, I like seeing I like seeing the trailers and stuff like that. There was a bunch of segments where he was doing awards where he's like, let's see how many awards we can possibly give out in this
in
this
2
like
minutes,
2 minutes.
right?
Like, and he's like, I mean, if you don't care enough about the awards to give them their due and actually do that, then just post the results for those ones online and don't bother going through it. Like, does anybody? I don't care who won the best coach for an esports team.
Ah, right.
Like, I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a lot of people do care about that.
I
But
don't know.
like, if you're going to fire through like 12 of those things in 2 minutes, then just post them somewhere and not do it. It's like the technical awards at the Oscars. They don't do those on the same night and just get a speed reader to do them. They do them the night before.
Exactly.
Do that with those. Like, nobody cares.
Can I go back to the beginning of the show? And I thought it was awesome that they got Sean Layton, Phil Spencer, and Reggie Fils-Aimé to come out together.
That was
really
cool.
Probably the first time ever we've seen the three of them together on stage.
On stage at one time. Really cool. I mean, they didn't really do anything except for talk about...
It was an introduction.
It was just an introduction. It was a really cool thing to have them out there at the same time. I think we joked back and forth, like, hey, one console, it's coming out now. Like, but we joked about that.
I actually wondered if the three of them were going to announce something.
Yeah,
but I was disappointed they didn't. I thought
no,
because actually, if you listen to what they were saying, especially what Sean Layton was saying about that they've learned. He actually said the word, "We've learned that you all just want to play together. That you all just basically, that kind of thing." I'm like, what? What are you saying, Sean? What are you going to announce here, Sony? Yeah.
I was like those are like, when something like that happens, you're expecting like, did somebody buy the other two?
Or are they finally all going to get along together?
Yeah.
Like, what are you? But no, nothing came of it. It's like
no. It was a nice moment.
Yes, it was
in gaming that they were able to come together and do that. So that was kind of neat.
So there was absolutely no love for Assassin's Creed this year again.
No, and I was I
kind of get it. Assassin's Creed is one of those games where I honestly don't think it doesn't matter how good a game it is. And Odyssey is a super fun, amazing game. It's beautiful. It plays well. Good story, good acting. But I think it's one of those titles that doesn't matter. It will always get overlooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's such an old franchise now.
It is.
And I think it's the same. It's no different than like Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty will get nominated for stuff, but I don't think it'll ever win anymore.
No, and it may not. And it's a shame, too, because what Assassin's Creed has turned into, the writing in it, the story that draws you in has really been fantastic. And I don't see how Assassin's Creed and Red Dead are separated from each other. Like they both tell their stories in a great way.
Yeah.
But it seems almost like, Assassin's Creed doesn't get the... did it even get nominated for some of those things?
It got nominated, I think, for best... It might have been a best action game. It got nominated for the best voice talent for Cassandra. And there was something else as well. There was a few it got nominated for. But the others won. And I think the ones that won were deservedly so. But I don't think I would agree with all of the awards that Red Dead took home. Against the other things that they were put up against. I almost felt like it was just... I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like... very similar to last year with Zelda, how this is a game that comes along once in a generation, and so we must praise it for all it's worth. Yeah,
like we're not gonna see another Red Dead for another 8 years.
Right. So we gotta throw everything at this one game that we're not gonna see any more of for another generation of consoles. Yeah. And even then, it's gonna be late console. And I feel like that's kind of where it was going with that game, because that game really has divided the players. There are players who love it, absolutely, and then there's players who are really disappointed with it. And I'm in the camp who's disappointed.
Yeah, I'm in the in between right now. I'm gonna, now that I've done my little contest, I'll have some time to get back into some games like that. So I will be heading into that game a little bit more and sort of trying to get a better sense of where all that love is coming from. The little bits I've played, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
but it didn't blow me out of the water. Like,
No.
it didn't keep me coming back. Like, Assassin's Creed, I picked that up. I played that. The story kept me in that to the point where I have the full gamer score and the full DLC completed. Red Dead, I enjoyed what I played of it, but it didn't.
And see,
like,
and I didn't even enjoy what I played. That's the problem. I felt like it was a chore, and we've talked. I don't want to get back. Into it.
I do still feel it was a chore, but I did enjoy that chore.
And Assassin's Creed, I literally every single night I've been playing it till midnight because I can't pull myself away from it for some reason. You know, I just want to get back into it. I'm at work thinking, man, I can't wait to get home to play more Assassin's Creed and finish up these quests. And you know, it's one of those where I look at the list of achievements, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And I want to do that. You know, I want to get that achievement, even though it may not be something, you know, I've said many times that I think achievements were great because it gets you as a player to do stuff you wouldn't have normally done.
Right,
you know?
like play a little. Like, I mean, that's you're going to play an Assassin's Creed. Are you going to run around trying to defog the entire map if you don't have an achievement to do so? Probably not.
But I enjoy doing it now. Anyway, that's a different topic. I will say I was very, very surprised at the end because if you look at all of the nominations that Red Dead was in, they pretty much won every nomination they got.
Almost everything they were in. I think they won one award they weren't even nominated for. I think they just handed it to the guys anyways, just because. I think it was one of those ones he was firing through. It's like, we got another 12 of these. Just give all those ones to Red Dead.
We have an extra statue here, Red Dead. No, but I got to admit, the very, very end, Game of the Year, Red Dead was on the list. I'm like, oh, here we go. It's Red Dead. Yeah. No, it was God of War.
God of War took that.
What?
Yeah.
You know, but here's the weird, like, I can't understand, and I'd love to know how all the votes work, and I'd love to see the numbers behind the results, because if you look at all the nominations that Red Dead won, God of War was also on some of those, but it didn't get any of them.
Well, that's the thing, like, so best storytelling goes to Red Dead,
but Game of the Year goes to God of War.
Like we've seen this before, where like a movie in the Oscars gets best actor, best actress, best director, but not best movie somehow.
Right, and I don't get that.
And
how does that even
very
work?
Similar. It's very similar here. It's like, okay, we're going to give Red Dead all these awards, but best game somehow, like the culmination of all those things, doesn't make it the best game.
Right.
So it leads you to question how come it got those other awards.
Yeah, the one thing and I'd love I don't know who's watching, who's still watching us at the moment, but if you've played through Red Dead, it won for best narrative over things like Detroit Become Human, which is literally a narrative story. Like, that is what the game is a narrative. Yeah, like, without that narrative, there'd be no game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's the main.
That's the whole purpose of a Quantum Dreams game, is the narrative, the story, and it's an intense story, and it's a story that can be shaped by the player, right? To have multiple endings, multiple sequences. And Red Dead wins over something like that. I don't get it. Like, was the story in Red Dead really that compelling? I don't know, because I haven't played it. I don't know. I'm legitimately asking, is the narrative in Red Dead that good?
I know JJ would probably say yes. But
Yeah, I think it's JJ's Game of the Year. JJ's loving it. I know that. I was talking to him today. But I don't know. It's so weird. Now, there was a lot of, we only got a couple of minutes left. There was a lot of world premieres last night. A lot of games announced.
Yes.
I have to admit, though, overall, I was not excited by any of the announcements. Save maybe Dragon Age, but that was literally the smallest of teases. Yeah. I didn't even understand it. So the Dire Wolf Returns, it's right. Yeah. Remember, it was the hashtag Dire Wolf. I find out today. Thank you, JJ, because he asked some friends who reminded him. Dire Wolf is actually the elf god. So he's like the god of mischief, basically, right? So it is definitely a Dragon Age announcement.
And they did confirm that it is a Dragon Age announcement.
Yes.
They did confirm that the tease of that. I mean, it was really. I mean, we knew just as much going in that they were going to make a Dragon Age announcement that we have now after the announcement.
And we know just as much now as we did before we went into it. So it was as much of a tease for that as Bethesda gave us at E3 for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah,
but
the
other
ones
than
I
that,
enjoyed,
I didn't really see anything that I'm like, oh wow, that looks amazing. I can't wait.
So the few from me, like, I mean, they announced some stuff, and it's a lot of obscure stuff, some indie stuff, and everything like that. The ones that, like the Far Cry New Dawn, I'm a big fan of the Far Cry games, so New Dawn looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It is set well into the future after the events of Far Cry 5.
17 years.
Yeah, so it's the aftermath of the events of Far Cry 5.
We're going to see characters. We're going to see characters in New Dawn that were in the original Far Cry 5, including a 17-year-old, and I can't think of her name, but she was Nick and Amy. Is that right? Nick and Amy's daughter?
Yeah.
Remember, she was pregnant. Yes. You had to get her. Yeah. So their daughter is in it. So that's kind of a cool, nod to Far Cry. So it is it's taking place in a post-apocalyptic Hope County, as well as other locations.
Yeah, in 2 months from now too. So which is going to be nice to see.
It is also a bargain title. It's only going to be $40.
Yep.
Right.
So 40 American, 50 Canadian.
Yeah. So it's not as big a game, but it's going to be substantial, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
It does sound like they're adding some new stuff into it that we've never seen, like a little bit more like a survival, like you got to build your own weapons and stuff, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like sort of a Dead Rising, sort of like looks like a saw blade crossbow or something like that.
But all the stuff you love about Far Cry will be there.
Yeah.
But, I mean. It wasn't until I read that today, though, that I got a little more interested in it. But the trailer they showed last night, I was like, man, I don't know what to think of it. So
the trailer looked fun.
It was a good announcement. I didn't see it coming.
It is, and it was a AAA-ish announcement. Of those. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh my gosh, that was a surprise.
That was a big surprise. That franchise I thought had died long ago, which was disappointing. I'm a huge fan of that. A little disappointed that it is Switch only.
But I'm hoping exclusively coming to Switch is what it said.
Yeah. Now we've seen that before with things too that are timed exclusives, and
I wonder if it's timed. I don't know, but it did say coming exclusively to the Switch in 2019.
Yeah. But either way, I'm going to end up playing that. I will buy it on the Switch when it comes out. Hope that it will come out on the Xbox at some point. I'm a huge fan of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance stuff, so I was excited to see that was a big surprise, that one there. What else we got?
Stanley Parable.
Oh yeah, Stanley Parable. Yeah, now I've never played that. You've said that's an excellent game.
I played it on PC. It's a fun game. It's not going to be like Game of the Year material, but it is definitely a game worth experiencing. It's kind of like think of it like a Gone Home experience.
Okay.
It's like that, right? We've got puzzles, and it's an interesting story of people in a workplace and that kind of mentality, I guess. You know what I mean?
I'm interested. Like what I saw looked good, and again, from you saying how good it was, and coming to console, so I'm happy to play that.
Can I talk a little bit about Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey?
This weird monkey simulator? Sure, go ahead.
I was joking yesterday because we've got all the whole controversy now about people being offended at "Baby, It's Cold Outside," and I was like, "Come on, stupid." And I just joked with you, as like, I watched this, and the first thing it says is based on true events from 8 billion years ago. Wait, what? What do you mean based on? And of course, it's about evolution. Like literally, it's about evolution. It is the history of mankind's evolution from being an ape, and you play all these multiple generations of humans as they learn new skills as they evolve from apes into humans, and I'm thinking, I joked with you as we were playing, I'm like, this game offends me because I don't believe in evolution, right? So I'm thinking, this game offends me. I gotta ban this game from the market because I'm offended. But I got to be honest, though. The game itself, I literally have no interest in this game. It looks
No, it did not.
it
look
looks
good.
bad.
Like I mean it's hard. Like I know he was showing gameplay and stuff like that, but showing gameplay with that before you show what the concept is, I think hurts that, because I don't know what the game's about. I'm looking at them like I don't want to play that.
I have no interest, but I'm going to be perfectly honest, and this is just my opinion, but
Yeah.
I just don't like even the concept of the game, because I don't believe in evolution. That's all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know if this is a game. I'm probably being a little hypocritical there, because there's lots of games I would play that kind of go against things, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the game itself just didn't look good to me, and maybe that in my mind that's my excuse, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I mean,
But
it's again, you don't know anything about it other than
I didn't like what I saw. I really didn't.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Then like Pokemon's the same thing. I'm sure you've played Pokemon.
I know. I agree, and that's why I stopped myself, because I'm thinking, what am I saying? There's lots of games I play that aren't in any way spiritually based or spiritually
it's one
sound,
thing,
in my opinion. But
and at the end of the day, like the game did not look that interesting.
No,
it did
it
not
didn't.
like. I'm not anticipating that. I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah. Nothing about what we saw on that makes me go, man, I can't wait for that to come out. Like there's other stuff that I saw, like the Other Worlds, the one by the Fallout New Vegas developers.
That literally looked like Fallout on another planet.
It looks like Fallout and Borderlands.
Yes,
basically mixed together.
Had a child. Fallout, Borderlands got together, had a child.
Yeah. It looks fun. I will play that one. I'm excited to learn more about that one.
There are games that had great looking trailers, but I wish I knew what, like Scavengers. I have no clue what it is.
Yeah.
Great looking trailer. Good looking trailer.
Survival shooter co-optition is what he called that.
Oh my gosh.
So he made up a word.
Dauntless console is coming to console. Dauntless literally looks like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it's a cartoony Monster Hunter.
Last Campfire is from Hello Games, so that'll come out in another
12 years from now.
6 or 7 years. And Crackdown 3, another announcement for Crackdown.
Who cares?
And before we sign off, one more thing I just want to say, because we're way over time, so we gotta end this. First of all, Mortal Kombat 11, brutal. That was brutal. Holy crap! But Stranger Things, the game. That looked really dumb.
It looks like a mobile game. I did love the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal, how they did that. They brought out Ed Boon to announce the best sports/racing game, and then showed a trailer for Mortal Kombat 11.
You made it look like a mistake, but
and then he came out and did that. That was fun.
The Stranger Things 3, though. That I get making a game. I get making it 8-bit, because that's the era the show takes place in.
Yeah.
But the game itself looked dumb.
Yeah, it did not look. There's actually a Stranger Things mobile game that looks exactly like that out right now.
Oh, really?
So I don't know what maybe they've just taken the mobile game and they're putting it out on. It doesn't look like anything having to do with the TV series.
So that is pretty much our thoughts on the Game Awards. And one last thing that I read this week that kind of ties into what we said at the beginning, with Phil Spencer coming out on stage with Sean Layton and Reggie Fils-Aimé. Phil Spencer says, quoting, that Xbox Game Pass will eventually be on every device, in quotes, every device.
Yeah.
That's awesome if they could pull that off.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being able to, like, no matter where you are, like, it's just an app. It's streaming games, right? If they can get Game Pass to the point where it's streaming, like Netflix, it could literally be on any device.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I think that's awesome. Provided that device like Sony or Nintendo allow their Xbox Game Pass app to be on it.
Yeah.
But that's a great ambition. I think that's fantastic that they're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to trying to bring it out for more people. Like, and I know people who still don't have Game Pass. You yourself included.
I don't have Game Pass.
You don't have Game Pass. I
probably would, if Xbox were my main console. I'd probably have Game Pass.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
it's just not my main console. It's not the console I sit down and turn on.
Yeah, and I have it. I've had it, and and I've at times I'm like, is this but I'm getting a lot out of it, and there are more and more games. The Winter of Arcade, they just announced 3 or 4 of the titles from Winter Arcade are actually out.
Ashen is
on
out
Game Pass.
today. Below
Ashen
is
is out
out
today.
next week. Like, there's games coming out, like brand
Kingdoms
new games.
2 Crown out next week on Game Pass.
Whatever that, I don't know what that is.
It's like a side-scrolling Kingdom thing.
Right.
Mutant Year Zero is a Game Pass title.
Yep.
So they are putting stuff out there on there. I mean, they initially, like, people were excited because State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, and Crackdown were the big 3 that were supposed to sort of lead the charge. But they have done what they said they're going to do, and they've been bringing stuff out. So it's been nice to own.
Great.
Because
honestly,
of that.
I'm really, really impressed with the titles they're bringing to Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic. I can't wait to see where it goes from here, because they're obviously bringing a lot of the indies in, saying, hey, bring your game to Game Pass, you know? I'd love to see other studios like a Ubisoft or EA, like, get rid of EA Access. Merge EA Access with Game Pass. Why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Make it one subscription for all of that. So, anyway, that pretty much brings us to the end of episode number 311 today on December 7th, 2018. Don't forget to send us your 7 degrees of translation titles. Send them to me for Tico. Send them to Tico for me. Of course, you can follow me everywhere as Ziantane, and that is Xiantayyne.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place.
We
follow
can
the show
feel
on Twitter.
you. We can feel
you can
you
feel
on
me
Twitter.
on. Well,
Wow.
no, you can send me a note on Twitter. We'll set up a time and place, and then that can happen. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. Follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour. YouTube, we should do that too. YouTube.com/OMG Nexus, and all the things from last week. Like, subscribe, comment, press all the buttons.
Like, subscribe, comment.
I don't know where they all are.
All the buttons.
There's somewhere around our heads.
I think there's some over there, and there's some over there, and there's
if it's got
a
a plus sign or a thumbs up or something like that, hit that button.
Definitely the thumbs up.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get your friends to do it. Send links of our show to them for Christmas. They will love you for it.
Great.
You know,
we're done.
Get them
Tico.
to press those buttons. Okay.
Thanks, everybody, for listening or watching, or both. We'll be back again next week. Thanks, everyone, for joining us live tonight.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.